We all know the royalty systems in Ghana about land. If a king gives you a land, every year you have to go and pay royalties to him. And that is how music should also look. Even if you put your music free in the societies and people are paying it on radio, they are supposed to pay royalties for you. And another time we'll talk about digital systems, the digital streaming platforms. Even if you are put there for free and they are still playing, they should pay you neighboring rights. Because by Copyright Act, mechanical right is for you. Neighboring right is for you. Performance right is for you. Even broadcasting of your songs on television, you can decide that TV stations should not play your songs. And they have to agree. Even if they have gone to internet to download the song. If the moment you say they should not play, you see, musicians, we are very powerful. We can decide to ban all radio stations in Ghana that do not play our music because we are not paying royalties and demonstrate. Government will listen and they will have to stop. You see, so that is that. Thank you, Derek Money. So I recommend to the government of Ghana and to anybody who is listening to me, both in the ministry and the Ghana Tourism Authority, who gave me this room on a discount, I want to thank them, that we should all help to be able to implement a modern system of collecting royalties and a modern system of paying royalties. Thank you. Any other question?
I've written down 2 questions. So the first one is, so how do I license my music for use in films, TV shows, or commercials? That's one. The other one is, what are the current trends and challenges in music copyright laws? Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Music for films and televisions and all that is basically through blocks in industry practices. You see, it is very difficult for you to walk up to somebody who is making a film that, oh, my name is Bnoskka, I'm a musician, I am Frankie, I make music, so please, I want to infuse. No, we create blocks. You know somebody, somebody knows somebody. And so you set up an agreement, we call a contract. And under contract, you have to now pitch your idea that, oh, if you use my movie for this, I will take this, I will take that, and I will also make sure I will promote your movie in my also music videos, so that you get money, I also get money. And so, therefore, under the Copyright Act, there is no mention of how to pitch your songs for films. But it talks about if a song is synchronized in a film, you must get money. And these are industry practices that we use our plugs, our links, our connections to create those avenues. And that is what we do. Secondly, on your other question of how, help me again. On the collective management organization. Okay. The current challenges with music and copyright law is the use of artificial intelligence. The use of artificial intelligence. Please, press the green button for me. Press the yellow. Press the red one. This is artificial intelligence making this song. It can sing for you if you give it the words and you give it the melody. It will sing beautiful where your voice will have no problem. People wouldn't know that your voice is not good. So the challenge is that, do artificial intelligence, AI machines and tools and apps, do they owe copyright in the works they create with your help or not? Now, the whole world, there had been 2 decided cases, one in South Africa and one in China. And all other places that decided, China, Australia, and US, they said AI tools don't have copyright ownership. AI tools. So it is the human being who asks the system to create. he owns the right. But then there was a court in South Africa that says that AIs should own copyright. And we are yet to see how it will be able to be enforced. Because AI is not a human being to go to police station or to go to court to present evidence. And these are the challenges. And the challenges is also that third application softwares, for example, Adobe Studio, Sound Studio, Finale, and then what they call a Qubit, Capella, Fruity Loops, Zion Gate, Q Maker, Quetus, all these applications, they have a long list of terms and conditions that when you are installing them on your phone or your computer or your laptop, you need to take time to read. Sometimes it goes as far as 120 pages, sometimes 200 pages. The least you might find is about 47 pages. You have to read. And somewhere within it, it is said that third parties applications have right over the things you use in making. So when you upload your songs on YouTube and you use a reggae beat, the reggae format you have played, part of it is going to reggae, to Jamaica, as their royalties to them. You use hip-hop, some hip-hop beats, loops, which have already been created on the apps. The moment you use it, those apps makers get part of your royalties to them without even you knowing. And the challenge is, how fair is it to you? Some of the challenges also about the streaming apps. Until recently, Spotify never gives money to anybody in Africa because they did not make it thinking about you. They made it thinking about people in Australia and in Americas and in the Canadas. So the challenge is, how do we also create our own apps that will be able to categorize our songs under High Life, Azonto songs, or Adwa songs, or Agbaja songs, or Sode songs, or Apatampa songs, or whatever? These are the challenges. We need to think of how to create things in this way to be able to help us also maximize our economic gains in terms of music streaming on digital platforms. Until we do that, then we are going to rely on the mercies of these digital apps, AudioMax, Boomplay, Apple Music, and the rest. That is the unfortunate. It's a challenge. Any other question? Right.
Focused on music distribution, rights management, and then artist development. So let me give a background on how we started. 5 years ago, I worked for a music company, and then aside that, I would sort of meet with a lot of artists, emerging ones, that needed support with cover art designs, and then their music. But along the way, I realized that from all the artists that I met, I realized that the main challenge that a lot of artists that we're having here was, okay, recording is not a problem because you meet artists and they already have their recording. So I realized that, okay, so it's easy for you to record. But then they'll be like, well, I don't, when you ask them, why don't you do a cover design? Why don't you put this thing out? Then also we have to consider the digital revolution. So now CDs and all the cassettes were out of the market. So now they can record a song and then only give it out to bloggers. So you meet artists and then he's broke. But he's able to record. And then, but how does he make the money back now that he's recorded? So I started thinking about all of this. I'm okay, so now there has to be a platform where this recording can be shared and then they then profit from it. So from where I worked, I realized that we were sort of using the digital platforms, putting music up on the stores. But then most of the artists that I will meet here, when you tell them about that, they will be like, well, in Ghana, if I put my music on iTunes or Boomplay, people won't go and listen. So I want to give it out to the blogs. So the blogs means that they give it out to the guys that own the news blogs, and then they just put the song up for free. So they were virtually sharing the songs for free. And then I said, okay, we have to make a change. And whether you guys accept it or not, this is the future. Either you embrace it now, or you suffer the loss. So we started music distribution, set up a platform. So whenever I talk to them, I'll take the song and I say, you know what, you don't have to pay me anything. I'll create the account for you for free, put the song up, and let's see how it goes. So over time, we started connecting with a lot of artists, and then slowly began to pick up. And then when the COVID came, it sort of ignited the whole spark. And then artists didn't have a choice, and then they realized that, hey, now this song that I'm doing, I really need to be making money from it. And so now there's nowhere to go. They say stay in your room. So you can't go out to perform, you can't meet people, you can't do. So now it became obvious that they have to really focus on connecting with their fans digitally, and then ensuring that they make money from this music that they were doing. So through that, a lot of artists jumped on the bandwagon. We were able to register a lot of artists, and then the education began. So now they have accepted to give the music out and then to make it available on the DSPs. Now the next step is, okay, now that you have the songs on the DSPs, what are the other things that come with it? It meant that they are now required to understand what IP means, which is their property, and then the management of that property, which is the sound or the music recording. So over time, we work closely with Bnoskka. We've done a few workshops across the country, and then educating artists that once you record your music, there are several rights that comes with the music in terms of how you can monetize it and all the other things that you can do with that music. So with Apprise Music, artists that register with us, one of the things that we do for them is ownership. We make the artists understand with the song that they have what they own, which is the ownership in terms of publishing rights and also the master rights of the song. And then we go into copyright registrations. So once you record a song, you also have to consider the registration of the song so that you log everything properly. And then we also hit on royalties and monetization, which is registering with the CMO, which he mentioned, Gamro. There are other international ones that are equally effective. Now that Gamro has no license, you can also consider that as well. And then we also help artists in terms of protection of their intellectual property online, which I'll mention in terms of ensuring that they have proper metadata, and then digital fingerprint, and then also working with credible distributors that can ensure that these things are done for them properly. And also I hit on education and advocacy, which is part of what we are doing now, to continue to educate and then advocate for better structures within the industry that we are building. So I'll sum up for today. The time is almost up. So with Apprise Music, if you're an artist and you are here and you've recorded and you are taking interest in the next step for the content, most of us here are with the company himself and a few others in the back. Once you talk to us, we'll take you through the process and ensure that you do right by your music. Thank you so much. My name is Michael Bamfo.
All right, thank you.
In charge of our Girl Parade program. So Bountiful Technologies, our main focus is to teach STEM education, educational robotics,